Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Nic Hyl and I apologize for not being around for the past couple of weeks. I've been working on a few projects that have required my full attention. Plus, let's be honest, it's been pretty heavy lately and I've kind of just needed to take the time to let my brain absorb what's happening in the world. But I'm back and I can't wait to share with you some tips that might actually help you in your life. So this video is going to be really great for anybody applying for grants, specifically, not loans, but grants. And you might be asking yourself, what is a grant? And if you don't know what a grant is, it's money that you get for a business or a goal that you don't have to pay back. And different types of organizations will give grants to people. And since I've been 17 years old, I've been applying for different scholarships to go to college or different types of grants. And while I don't get awarded grants frequently, they are tricky to get. I have actually gotten a few, and getting them is like so cool because this is now money that you can use to work on your passion project, to work on your business, or to work on some other goal that will help your community. And I wanted to share with you some of the tips that I use to get some of the grants that I've won. So stick around to the end. So if you've never applied for a grant before, there's so many different types of grants. So the first thing you want to do is narrow down the type of grant that's going to give you the best chance to actually be awarded the funds. I have a small business and I oftentimes need money for different expenses for my business. And the type of product that I make, I have to put large investments up front before I ever recoup any of that money back. So part of my funding strategy is to apply for grants on a quarterly basis. So that's something that I know about my business that can actually help you in your business. And it might be something that you can apply to what you're seeking funding for. So if what you're seeking funding for is in education, you want to obviously look for grants that are more educational related. If it's agriculture, you want to look for grants that apply to agriculture. A lot of the grants are specific as to what they will give you the funding for, and if you don't apply with what their goals are as a company or an organization and how they gift their funding, then you've already kind of missed the boat. So the first and probably the most basic tip is just to make sure that you meet the qualifications for the loan that you're applying for. The next thing that I would say is be really clear on what your mission is or your vision for your brand, for your person, for your organization. The more clear that you can articulate what it is that you do, why you're doing it, who's going to benefit from your help, and why you're seeking funding, the easier that will be to move you on to the next round of consideration. Oftentimes the grants are awarded in rounds, so you might be a semi-finalist and then a finalist and then a winner. So you want to be able to articulate your mission statement and how you're going to help people. The next thing that I would recommend, and I do this myself, is, sometimes I say these really smart things and then I can never think of how exactly I phrased it. So one thing I would recommend is when you have a really well thought out answer to a question that appears over and over and over again on grant applications, go ahead and jot that down in a Microsoft Word document or in a Google Doc or a standard sheet of paper that's written in pencil. Have that verbiage written out so that you can always articulate what it is that you're doing for that question. So one of the common questions that I see a lot of times is, why did I start my business? Right now in this moment, I probably can't think of a smart way to say that, but there are ways to articulate what you want to say that touches on all the points of your business, all the mission statements of your your business and all the ways that you're going to be able to help people while still being short, sweet, and concise. So that would be my second tip for you. Another great tip that I would love to share with you for making grant writing and grant applying easier is to have a 30-second, a 60-second, or a 90-second video that you have saved on your computer and easy access to that shows who you are. It shows you speaking to a camera, and it kind of surmises what it is that you do briefly. A lot of the grant applications will require a video of some sort to be submitted along with the application because they do want to see you. They want to know who they're going to be giving this money to. So if you can have that prepared, then it makes filling out the application that much quicker for you. Have a headshot. So you don't need to have this really expensive headshot that costs you hundreds of thousands of dollars to take. You can take a headshot that's pretty nice on your phone in front of a white wall. Before I got my professional headshots, I took my headshots right here in the house, and maybe I'll do a video of that one day, but I literally just stood in front of one of my white walls, wore a nice colorful top, put some makeup on my face, did my hair, stood in front of the wall, and before you know it, I had a headshot. And it might not have been the best headshot in the world, but it worked, and it showed the people who would be considering my application who I was in a picture. So those are some tips. Come back next week or later in the week. I'll do another video with a second round of tips that you can do to make applying for grants easier for your small business. Thank you so much, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Nic Hyl, and if you found this video helpful, please like, comment, subscribe, and don't forget to share. If you want to check my brand out, you can check us out online at www.nichyl.com. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, go ahead and take a look at Nic Hyl Clothing. Thanks so much. I can't wait to see you again. Talk to you soon. And don't forget, live beautifully. Bye, guys.